I have this pattern that I've made for years. It's actually a very nice little camisole. So it comes up high in the back and in the front. So it means your straps are just that long. And then it just drapes. And both of these two pieces of linen are quite drapey. This one not so much, but I'm sure it still will work. So I'm going to make 2 camisole tops out of this because it will just make my wardrobe more versatile. And I need linen tops. Of course you need linen tops. And I'm just using the previous one that I've already cut as a pattern for the next one. Oh, this scissors is horrid. I must go and fetch my other scissors. I'm not sure about the length of the straps. I've got this piece and that piece, but I have a feeling they might be a bit too short. So I'm going to keep these pieces just in case. And then when I make it, I'll just use it. But isn't this amazing? I have almost nothing left over. I love that. That's the best way to sew. I'm like very excited about it. It's going to be very much like my cream one. I'll put a link to that one. But it will have a little frill on the shoulder. I have sewed the straps in, and because I'm going to add a frill, I did the straps like this, and then it will fold over, and then afterwards I will sort the rest of the facing out, but the frill will go from there all the way around to the back. Okay, it's pinned. The frill is on the straps, and I'm going to sew it down now, and then I will open it up, fold the strap double, fold it over raw edge, and then sew it down. Remember, when you're sewing, sew on the side that does not have the gathers. Then your machine foot does not move the gathers while you're sewing. This frill needs to come down to about there. It looks very funny the way it's now, and it's too frilly because of this fabric. Fabric is quite thick, so it looks like I'm growing some wings here. I want to encase this with the facing, but you can't just turn it over and sew it, because then you can't flip it because it's sewn already on both sides. So what you do is I've measured it, and I made a knip where that part ends. So I've got these two sides, and I encase everything on that side like this. Make sure your two seams are meeting. So I would now put a pin in there. Then go down to where you've made the knip. I did it there. And you meet it up, and you can pin everything in place. It's all pinned, and now we're going to sew it. And you sew on the side that you've sewed before, because that way you don't have any stitches sticking out afterwards. Lick your finger, wet the needle, and then you can just push the thread through, because the wet needle almost forms like a magnetic field that pulls the thread through. Now we're going to sew it, and you start by reversing, and then just stick to the row that you've already sewed. That was to put the frill in place. Just one thing, when you sew, make sure that the rest of the strap is actually inside, so you don't sew it by accident. And now we're just going to do our knips. And then you can flip it out. Let's see if we did it right. We did. And then afterwards, you will fold that in, pin it in place, and then sew it from that side. And I am going to just overlock this part, fold it over, and sew it down. The nice thing with linen is it kind of stretches when you work with it. We are this far. I've put a little bit of a pin tuck there, and the sleeves are done and encased. See, I still have to iron, and I'm now going to fold the arms over and sew them down. And I'm also going to do the hem about that much and just sew it down. Do the knippies on the rounded part. It gives you a much better edge when you flip it over like that. And you are going to do a top stitching on that line just next to it on the facing side. That pulls it a little bit down, and then you won't have your facing sticking out. It will look like that when you're done. Another quick tip: if you have a place where you've joined something and you know you're going to fold it over, then cut out that excess so that you don't have 3 layers of fabric. You will only have 2 layers then. That will just be those 2. So on this side I'm going to be doing the same, and this way your things fold over much neater. Then when you fold it over, you can get it really flat and it's not so thick there. So remember, when you do any curved edge, is to do it from the right side. I'm folding it over 1 centimeter, and I will start at the frill on the edge, and then I will work my way over so my foot touches on the edge, and the 1 centimeter means that it will stitch there, and that will actually give you a very nice hem. And I'm now busy with the hem. Same principle apply. I am going on stripe number 2 on my machine, and I fold it over so I know that it touches on that side of my foot. That means there's about 1 millimeter of the fabric that's sticking past where I sew. The nice thing with linen is it's actually very nice to manipulate. If it was a more stretchy or a thinner fabric or a slippery fabric, then I would have used pins. But now I can just like fold it as I go. I use this finger to hold it in place, and this finger over here fold it as I go. And then I just keep going until I get to the end. And as I go, I make sure my seams are open. I've got these open, so I'm going to iron them now. And I just use this finger to move everything where I need it. And lastly, I will iron everything. All the seams nice and flat. And then this top is always also done. I think it's going to just be so stunning. Finished this top, and I'm very happy with it. It's 100% linen, and it was so hot and humid, and it actually was beautiful to wear. I love the little pin tucks here. I love the sleeve. I think it's so cute. I also just like how it fits all over. I'm going to try and show you the back. I think you can see it. It's really comfortable. I really like it. I like the silk sleeves. I really like the sleeves. I love the length. I also like the back. I think I've got a new favorite top.